There's Highway 59 over against the border right there, and east of Hatfield. This is, again, clearly south of Mena. It won't affect you, Mena, as it moves off to the east. We're going to show you that also out to the west in eastern Oklahoma, there are several more storms out there, but every minute that goes by, I think our severe weather threat really starts to wane. And as we head into central Arkansas, I know a lot of you are hearing a lot of rainfall out there. I'm going to put this into motion for you, and you can see a lot of heavy rainfall right through the Little Rock area, just to the south of I-40, out south of Lone Oak and up to Lone Oak, and then over to Carlisle, and other heavy rain out there. But there are no other severe thunderstorm warnings even in the state, just that tornado warning, which is in the western part of the state. This is in effect, I'm looking at this, until 9:45. I would imagine it will be long gone by then, but we're going to keep a close watch on that storm and a few of the others. There's an old leftover boundary right there, and really that's what we're looking at as it continues to move off to the east. Just has enough rotation for at least a few scans that we're going to go with that tornado warning, or the National Weather Service is, and it does extend over into southwestern Montgomery County. It does not extend down into the Umpire area of northern Howard County, but it's kind of a weird drawn warning, but it will move off to the east, and again, I think we're going to probably see that start to wane. National Weather Service said that the rotation had tightened up just enough, and so they'll look at it for several different scans. And for us right now, it doesn't look very pronounced. You see some wind going away from the radar site, some going toward the radar site right there, but it's kind of an area that is encircled here, and it doesn't look as pronounced as it did, and that's why we think that these storms, their ability to actually produce a tornado is probably limited. It may have briefly in an area out to the east of Cove and east of Hatfield down to the south of Mena, but for right now, we're just going to keep a watch on it for several more scans, and as soon as we can send you back to programming, obviously, we will do that. Hear a lot of thunder in the Little Rock area here. But I'm just looking at several other scans, and I think the scan was a little bit better just a little bit ago, and I'll take you back just a few scans, and you can kind of look. You can see the bright reds and bright greens right about there. Yeah, that was a little bit brighter, and that means that the wind intensity in that small area was a little more intense. Right now, I think every scan that goes by, this is starting to wash out quite a bit, especially the wind going away from the radar site, some coming toward it there, and those are I think typical of what we would see with storms in, again, this non-favored time of the year. Not all the parameters were great for tornadoes tonight. There was plenty of heat and humidity, a little bit of wind out there, but as the sun has gone down, the propensity for these storms to really rotate, just not all that great. And we hope that that is the case, and this will be discontinued very quickly. We'll keep a close watch on it with the National Weather Service, but I'm just looking at the wind product there, and having looked at those for almost 4 decades now, I would say that that storm is weakening somewhat. Let's take a look at radar associated with it and other storms around it. Yeah, nothing else looks like it has any chance of rotating. The storms out into Oklahoma have not been tornado warned as well, so we keep a close watch on those. And this one has just that little bit of a hook signature right there. Not very strong, but it had enough inflow, enough turning with height that the storm began to rotate. We saw several of those today, clouds lowering a little bit, but no real threat of tornadoes that we saw, that we know of, anywhere in the state. And here's the latest on the velocity. And again, it just doesn't look all that impressive anymore. That's a tornado warning. It is until 9:45, but I don't think it's going to be lasting that long at all. They will give it a few scans, and there's, I think, a new scan coming in there. Doesn't look really any different than it did. As far as hail is concerned with this storm, there's no real hail core, just a tiny little indication of small hail there. And the velocity product, obviously there would be no debris being lofted by this storm. It's just very, relatively weak, I will call it. Storm reports around the state. I'm going to back out and I will show you that over the last 24 hours, we just haven't had much in the way of even hail for tonight. We've had some heavy rainfall up in northwest Arkansas. Again, this is over a 24-hour period. And storm reports from this evening, this afternoon and evening, I don't see any associated with this. And so that's some good news. Back to the tornado warned storm. It's in Polk County now. And I'll give you a little, I'll just back out a little bit. There's Mena. This is moving off to your southeast. Pretty good sized thunderstorm. There could be a little bit of wind with it, but there is just that small chance that the rain being wrapped around a rotation center, there could be, for a brief time, a tornado. And until we see that thing is really dying out and the Weather Service sees it as well, I think we're probably just going to say that this is a possibility. If you're in that area, north of Highway 246, just go ahead and get into a safe spot. That's north of 278. It's north of Umpire as well. This will be moving off to your north and then eventually off into the southwestern part of Montgomery County if indeed it holds together. The storm will hold together, but the ability for it to rotate, I just don't think it will. But we'll be waiting for those new scans and we'll stay with this. Again, apologies for breaking into programming for tonight, but if it was in your part of the state, we'd come on with a tornado warning there, and this is in our viewing area over in Polk County. That's Highway 246. It's just to the north of there, and that's what we're looking at for tonight. The only tornado warned storm we've had all night. We've had several severe thunderstorm warned storms. There was some wind. We saw some wind damage over into Oklahoma, just some metal roofs off some buildings, some sheds, but nothing much in the way of that in Arkansas. We're looking at this storm from the Fort Smith radar, and it just kind of looks washed out now. There is a broad, weak rotation, I think, associated with that storm, but for now, it is it doesn't look as impressive as it did, and it never looked super impressive. As long as you're in a tornado-warned area, though, just go ahead and take cover, the most interior part of your house, the lowest level of your house, away from exterior walls and windows. You always want to put as many walls between you and the outside as you possibly can. And I'm just going to read here what the National Weather Service is saying about this storm. And they are saying absolutely nothing about it. It has been in effect for about 10 minutes right now. Probably waiting on a few more scans. Every scan, they're going to just wait for confirmation that this is not rotating, actually. It has the look of some rotation right there. The movement off to the east-southeast, this is not quite as pronounced as a movement that we typically see with a tornado-producing thunderstorm in those more favored times of the year going off from southwest to northeast. But it certainly can happen and may have already happened, but it would be a very small tornado if indeed it is happening at all. But it is a tornado-warned storm, and so we will be there to watch it for you. Should be a new radar image coming up with this storm very quickly. And I think as we look at that latest one, yeah, there's even less of wind coming away from the radar site. What it's looking at inside with the Doppler radar is looking at objects being blown away from and toward, the rate at which they're coming toward and going away from. That's the Doppler effect, and so that's why Doppler radar is so good at seeing the wind field inside of a storm. And this one, again, just doesn't look all that impressive. We'll get you back to programming and as soon as we can. National Weather Service is now confirming that we're seeing the rotation weaken on the tornado warning. The location of it relative to our radars makes it hard to cancel right now. So they're saying maybe they're not getting the clearest picture. They're going to watch for another few scans for the trend of this, and they'll cancel it early if need be. And I think that's a fairly safe bet. At 9:21 right now, its official end time would be 9:45. We go back to the radar here, and I'll broaden out our view. We don't want to lose track of where we are in the state. And you can see over here in Little Rock, there's Hot Springs. It's over in the western counties of the state. This is Polk County. That's Montgomery County and the northwestern part of Pike County there, too. The Shreveport office is in charge of Howard County right there, so they've chosen not to issue a tornado warning associated with that storm. Storm doesn't look quite as organized even as it did, in that the hook part of it may still be there, but it's I think it's getting wrapped into some rain. There's not much rain south of it, though, so it's pulling warm, humid air into it. So it probably can sustain itself somewhat, but can it actually produce a tornado? We're not sure. So just in case, 246, Highway 246 north of there, in an extremely rural area of the state. We're starting to get into the mountainous terrain up there, a lot of timberland out to the southeast of Mena. This is on down to the south of the larger highways going into the Mena area, and still is a tornado-warned storm. So we're going to keep a close watch on it. And none of the other storms anywhere around there really look like they have the potential for a tornado. Again, we're looking at this from the Fort Smith radar, which is actually closer than the Little Rock radar. As it appears from the Little Rock radar, it seems like more of just a big blob of rain. But you get a better look at it from if we access the Fort Smith radar right there, and it has a little more definition to it. That's the only game in town. That's the one that we're watching, and we'll continue to watch it. We'll be back on with Channel 7 News at 10 o'clock tonight. By then, I think a lot of this will just be rainfall, and it could be some flooding rainfall in some areas. You can see, we'll put this into motion here, and you can see just how much rain is falling in this broad area over the same areas. There is still more rain in the Arkansas River Valley, where you've had very heavy rain over the past 36 to 48 hours. So I think there could be some isolated spots that do have some flooding. One more severe thunderstorm out in Oklahoma. One warning is coming into Sebastian County, south of Fort Smith, but that's the only other one. There are no other warnings anywhere in our state for tonight, and give you the overview. Still, rain will be in our forecast for tomorrow, especially in the morning. Could last into the afternoon. Some model data says long-term, Thursday and on, it does look a lot drier. And we'll have details on that coming up with brand new information tonight at 10 o'clock. Tornado warning still remains in effect for Polk County, and we'll just stop it right there to give you just an up-close view of it, and then the wind field inside it. Still has some wind that is going around a broad rotation center. Doesn't have like that a classic look of a tornado-producing storm, but they don't all have to have at least small rotation that could make it all the way down to the ground. A lot of times these things will be so weak that they can't quite make it down to the ground, but you could have a funnel cloud or certainly a lowering of the cloud base, and that's why the National Weather Service is perhaps erring on the side of caution with this. But in any event, there was some rotation that was a little more pronounced than it is right now, but still a circulation center is there north of Highway 246. You notice this hasn't moved very much, and one of that indicates to me it's moved just very little over the last 15 minutes or so that we've been on. It just indicates to me that the upper level winds aren't that fast. And that really is one of the components. You get faster moving storms. That means it's tapping into energy above that's really blowing the storm along, and then wind coming from a different direction down below. And it's hard for a relatively slow moving storm to produce a tornado. It's not impossible, but a lot of times we'll have 50, 55 mile per hour storms that really have a lot of wind energy up above pushing them along, and those have a little bit better opportunity to produce a tornado. Still, that circulation center is there. We'll look at the rainfall part of this, and it looks like, yep, it is done. The warning is over. We'll continue to keep a close watch on that. Join us at 10 o'clock for the latest on where the storms are. I think they're going to be dying out, and the forecast, and we'll send you back to programming right now. Thanks for trusting us with your weather information tonight.
Rest. Looks like it's going to be a long night anyway.
Go, 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 go.